A stabbing led to an officer-involved shooting at a gas station in Slidell this afternoon. The alleged stabbing suspect was shot and killed. Erica Ferrando has the latest from Slidell.
The incident that led to this officer-involved shooting happened around 4:30 Sunday afternoon here at the Circle K on Airport Road in Slidell. Slidell Police responded to reports of a stabbing inside the gas station. Upon arrival, officers encountered the alleged suspect. 2 Slidell police officers and a St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's deputy responded. Both a Slidell police officer and STPSO deputy fired, according to Louisiana State Police, killing the alleged suspect. No officers were injured. Slidell Police are investigating the stabbing, and Louisiana State Police are working the officer-involved shooting. A customer was injured in the stabbing, according to Slidell Police. They were taken to the hospital, and the wounds are not expected to be life-threatening. Slidell Police Chief Randy Fandle updated us on the incident around 7:30 Sunday evening.
Upon arrival, our guys were met in the parking lot with the perpetrator that came towards them with a knife or a box cutter. We heard one of the two, but shots were fired.
We still don't have any information about the stabbing suspect who was killed, and state police have not released any details about why the stabbing led to this officer-involved shooting. In Slidell, Erica Ferrando, Eyewitness News.